have been convinced that they don't need a man. They can throw him away. They can go out here and be 304s and have any kind of sexual relationship with anyone they want, and it doesn't matter. That's a lie. That's a lie. Sex is marriage, and black man, Latino man, Native American man. When you lie down with a woman, you're responsible for her.
The people you've been learning the Bible from, they've been lying to you.
Shalom, DC. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or any Christian organization. Since 1969, we have been teaching the truth of this Bible, that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. And I understand why this might be a little confusing, right? Because you got the Christian church, you got fake Israelite groups, you have all these other folks and organizations lying to you about what's the truth of the Bible. Understand this. The men you see up here, we are the quintessential priests and prophets in the earth today. Right. Quintessential means pure and perfect example. You want to know what the priests and prophets did, how they spoke, how they walked, how they looked, how they ate? You see these men up here, that's what you're seeing. That's right. But we're going to get into it a little bit more, right? We're going to show today, we're going to prove that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are better without America. We're going to prove that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel, we're better when we separate from America. That's right. Take me to Jeremiah 10:2.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
The Most High told us to not learn the way of the heathen. What is heathens? What are heathens? Any other nation than blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Any other nation than what's represented on this chart right here. If your father is from any other nation than this, you are not an Israelite. That's and right. We should not be learning your ways. Yeah. Read it again.
Come, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed.
Learn not the way of the heathen. We are not supposed to be following the ways of this oppressor. We are not supposed to be following the ways of any other nation. Why? Because the Most High gave us a culture. The Most High gave us rules. The Most High gave us a standard of what we're supposed to do in life as Israelites. But instead of that, we follow these other nations. Instead of that, we follow these other cultures. And we get destroyed because of it. We get destroyed because of it on so many levels. Now we're about to go to Deuteronomy 28:30, Baba Kwashab. Deuteronomy 28:30. And we're going to see just what happens when we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave us. When we don't follow the rules that the Most High gave us. When we don't follow the culture that the Most High gave to us out of His love, we're going to see what happens and how we're destroyed. You got it? Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 38.
Verse 30, Salak.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
This is one of the curses that was going to happen to the 12 tribes of Israel. We were going to be betrothed to a wife, and another man was going to lie with her. Now, if anybody has any sense, any black, Latino, or Native American has any sense, right? You have an understanding about the transatlantic slave trade, about how we would marry a sister. And understand this. Understand this. Sex is marriage in the Bible. Your Christian pastor lies to you. He tells you you can be the most disgusting sexual deviant, and the only thing that matters is a damn piece of paper. That's a lie. Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
The Bible says you're going to be married to a woman and another man is going to lie with her. You're going to have sex with a woman and another man is going to lie with her. Now, we all know what happened when we were back in chattel slavery. You could marry a sister. What was the process? We would jump the broom, and what would happen? What would happen? That slave owner would then take your sister and ravish her. Take your wife and take advantage of her. Take your wife and do every disgusting thing he wanted to her. Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
That's what would happen, or this. You would have a wife, and he'd set her off. He'd say, you know what, as punishment, I'm going to take your wife, and she's going to lay with someone else. But we understand. That was back during chattel slavery. Of course that doesn't happen now. That's an absolute lie. You know what happens now? See, what happened back then is sisters were forced. And now, because we connected ourselves with this oppressor, sisters do this exact same thing by will. Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Then you'll betroth a wife and another man's gonna lie with her. That's how you have Cardi B right now, who threw a nuclear bomb in her family because she wasn't happy, and now she's having a baby with another man. What kind of mess is that? You're gonna leave your husband so you can go be with another man and have another baby, and you have women, our sisters, all over the internet applauding this as if this is something to do. This is a damn curse. Read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
That's what happens now. That's what happens now, and sisters do it willfully. Why? Because of the feminist movement, because of the Christian church, because our sisters have been convinced that they don't need a man. They can throw him away. They can go out here and be 304s and have any kind of sexual relationship with anyone they want, and it doesn't matter. That's a lie. That's a lie. Sex is marriage, and black man, Latino man, Native American man. When you lie down with a woman, you're responsible for her. When you have sex with a woman, you're responsible for her for the rest of your life. Woman, Salaki, black woman, Latino woman, Native American woman. When you have sex with a man, you're not supposed to have sex with anyone else. And if you do, read it again.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
These are the curses that are found in the 28th chapter in Deuteronomy. That's a curse for you to do that. But our sisters don't understand. Keep going.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
We're going to build houses and we won't dwell in them. That's what the Lord said. If we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, we're going to build houses and some other nation is going to take them over. Well, let's do a little bit of history right now, right? Is anybody out here familiar with Freedom's Village? Freedom's Village. Freedom's Village was a town that was established in Arlington, Virginia in 1860. Right after the Emancipation Proclamation, right? We got together, right? As we should have. The brother brought out Zephaniah 2:1. We got together as a nation and we built a community. And guess what happened? Fast forward about 40 years. About 40 years, and this oppressor took that land. Read it again.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
That oppressor took the land. The oppressor took the land back. Why? Because he would rather bury his dead than to allow black people to live. Understand, that site right now is the Arlington National Park. The Arlington National Cemetery. That was a land that was owned by black people. We were thriving. We had a community, but we were not following the law. And so what happened?
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
We built a house, but we didn't get a chance to dwell there. We were there for about one generation. And I get it. You're saying, well, that's just one time. Here's the reality. Here's the reality. This oppressor tells our people to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, right? To have some self-responsibility, right? To take our nation and make something better of it. Here's the reality. We did it over and over and over again. But because this oppressor is so wicked, he destroyed our land. He destroyed our communities. So guess what happened to the folks in Freedom's Village? They went up the road a little bit. They went up the road a little bit. Anybody heard of Queen City? They went up the road a little bit. Read it again.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
We went up the road a little bit, and we built another community. We built Queen City. And guess what? After about 40 years, this oppressor said, no, we want that too. And guess what happened? They destroyed another community. To do what? To build the Pentagon. That's what's happened to our people just here in the DC area. Imagine what's happened across the nation. And that's old. That's old. But guess what happens now? Now we have ICE. Now we have ICE taking our communities. Now we have ICE snatching our people away. You have children crying. Your brother can't even go to a graduation without worrying about being taken. That's what's happening in D.C. right now. It's martial law. Read it again.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Is that it on that? Keep going.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
We plant, we work, we build, we do everything we can to try to scrape and scratch and make something of our nation. We've always done it historically, but time and time again, this oppressor destroyed it. And now they want to look at us and say, build yourself up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's an absolute lie. Take me to verse 33, Baba Kushab.
Verse 33, the fruits of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which the fruits of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
This is what's happened to our community. This is what happened to our people, right? Look around. Look around at all these beautiful buildings, all these paved roads, all this wonderful city, right? Look around America. You know what you have? The fruit of black and Latino labor. That's all you have. This is all the fruit of the children of the slaves. This has nothing to do with this oppressor. They didn't build America. We did. But what happened? Read it again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
This nation that we don't know eats up our labor, eats up our work. That's why they benefit so much. That's why they're a superpower in the earth, because blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are here, and they get the benefit of everything that we provide. Read it again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
A nation that thou knowest not. The word for know in Hebrew is yadah. It's yadah. You want to know your true language, right? You want to understand how you can know your true language, which is the Lashawan Kodash or the Hebrew. Get a flyer and get in class, so you can understand that we're not supposed to be speaking English or Spanish or Portuguese or Dutch or French. We're supposed to be speaking Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. Yadah. One of the definitions is to be acquainted with. We were never supposed to be acquainted with this oppressor. We're supposed to be separate, as it says in Deuteronomy 7:6. We're supposed to be holy. We're supposed to be a nation to, of, and for ourselves. We're not supposed to be acquainted with anybody else. Read it again.
The fruits of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Here's the reality, black man, Latino man, Native American man. We don't know this oppressor. We think we do. We know a version of this oppressor. But you know what we don't know? As wicked and bloodthirsty as this bastard is, we don't know what it is when he's actually in desperation. We don't know how he will conduct himself when his kingdom starts to fall. We've never seen it. We don't know this oppressor, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out, because this kingdom is going to start to fall, and the only protection you're going to have, black man, Latino man, Native American man, woman, and child, the only protection you're going to have is in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yahanna. You will not have any protection anywhere else. Was that it or not? Go ahead.
The fruits of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
We are only oppressed and crushed always. Don't get it twisted because you have a couple of so-called rich black people that all of a sudden now it's okay. Don't get it twisted because our brothers and sisters right now are being rounded up by ICE. Our brothers and sisters historically have been destroyed by this wicked oppressor. We do not have any relief here. We are only oppressed, and we are oppressed together. As much, black man, as you think that the Latinos and Native Americans aren't our brothers, you're absolutely wrong. And that's part of the oppression, to get us to think that we are supposed to be on opposite sides. No, we are the same people. We are oppressed the same way by one damn nation, or one nation primarily. One nation primarily, and we should get away from that.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one